What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at all of the SBCs that are available right now. So we have only got 11 days left of Mbappe, just because he is the biggest one out so far and most definitely the most expensive one, still coming in at a whopping 3.88 mil. It's crazy. I will always put him as a must complete, because if you are grinding him out now, you've got a few SBCs left, he's definitely worth the kind of over the line to get him there. 11 days is not long though, so make sure that you are grinding him to get him done if you've already started him, because most definitely you don't want to get 17, 15 SBCs in and then it gets to the final day and you physically cannot get him done, because that would be heartbreaking. I must admit, that would be a horrendous feeling. But there is plenty of other SBCs if you haven't completed him or are not wanting to start. Maybe you just thought at the beginning there wasn't a chance of you completing him, so you've just not bothered, which is more than fair enough. There is more than likely going to be another Mbappe SBC at some point. I just can imagine him to... No, I don't reckon he'll get back-to-back Player of the Month, but he most definitely is always in a chance of a Player of the Month. Now, he's out of the way. The big one that we got yesterday is going to be Zidane. We're going to start with the icons and kind of go through and see where we kind of stand with them. As some have gone now, Blanc, Vidic, Pirlo, they have all disappeared. And I think somebody else has disappeared, but I cannot remember who it was. Zidane yesterday was the big one. He is currently coming in at 1.8, which is still considerable. I think personally for me, he is a must complete, especially if you have got a Blanc, another French icon, because then any French player that goes into your team is pretty much max chem no matter what. So that always is a nice shout, and if you've managed to do both of them together, then you're absolutely laughing. When it comes to the other icons, we've got Lahm here at 214k. We have Barnes at 169. We have Ballack at 500. Dalglish at 2.1. Schmeichel at 235 and Stoichkov at 811. I personally think Stoichkov is more than likely worth looking at, if anything. I don't think he's kind of like a must-do complete. And the problem is with a lot of icons, I don't think they're going to be any of them as an extra fodder feeder, because realistically, they're too expensive to be a fodder feeder. You wouldn't necessarily do them, as every single one of them, I believe, is more priced than what their actual card is. So it is one of them. Schmeichel, if your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable. But make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. It's an hard one, because I don't feel like it's not quite a just no. I kind of need another one. Instead of fodder feeder, it's kind of like a meh. Like, it's just not really going to do it for you, because he's not a just no, but I don't think he's personally worth looking at. So I suppose in the laws of it, that is kind of where it is. I'd say Ballack is definitely worth looking at. I would say Barnes is definitely a must complete, especially if you don't have a left wing. And a lot of these SBCs will come at variables of your club. Do you have a left wing? Do you have a goalkeeper? Do you have a centre mid? What is it that you're looking for in an SBC? Because if you're looking for a left wing for 169k of fodder, he's not a bad left wing. Yes, he more than likely will be upgraded at some point, but for now, he is definitely the better version at this moment in time. I'd say Lahm is definitely worth looking at, and to be honest, Dalglish, I'd say from what I've experienced against him, has been really good. Obviously, he did have his loan, so I've managed to use that, but from what I've played against him since patches, since obviously the new upgrade, he's definitely been one that has really been on the radar. Now, we have Verman, I'd say is more extra fodder feeder. Verts I'd go as well, to be honest. He has got himself a Dynasties card, so he technically is now a lower version. Very much like Guirassy, he was kind of the same. He just had multiple versions at the same time. Dybala, I'd say, is worth looking at more for price than anything. He isn't necessarily going to be the big starter, but for 78k between them, I'd say Maguire and Dybala are definitely there in the run-ins of what? Dybala being 89 rated. It's a good price that you can get for literally absolute fodder. And Maguire definitely doesn't look terrible. 86 defending, 88 on the physical, but 82 pace. It's a big upgrade and definitely not a bad one. One of the better ones that we have seen is come from the radioactive promo though. Aubameyang coming in at 92,000 coins is absolutely crazy. I have seen this man so many times this weekend league. It is just an absolute joke. He is so cheap and definitely worth doing. He has got 4 days to go, so get that man done because genuinely he's absolutely incredible. We're gonna chuck these in. What have we got for the? In fact, for the what are they called? Are these end of eras? Premium SBCs. We've got Ali, the centre-back, coming in at 44. And then we had a new one, a Cam Sinclair. She is coming in at a whopping 95. 88 rated, 82 pace. More than anything, I'd say extra fodder feeder more than anything. Just no to her, but I'd say fodder feeder more than anything. Adama Traore, I don't think, is he that expensive? Ooh, 140. Yeah, I'd say worth looking at. He's quick, he's got obviously nostalgic vibes, but it definitely isn't what we kind of remember. This is like the Iron Fire versus cards. It's not the team of the season that we won. It is just the kind of little one prior. So hopefully there is a team of the season that we could put this one into. Who knows? We have still got obviously the Diego Forlan one, which has still got a few days left, to be honest. It's got another 11 days, so it finishes the same time as Mbappe, which is absolutely crazy. Still 603k. Forlan definitely worth looking at, and I'd say fodder feeders for the other two because they have to be done. They're not going in anybody's teams now. It is just a standard. We then have a few others in. Where do we go? We go Griezmann, such a horrible one with the finesse nerf. Honestly, the fact that he's quite expensive as well. 540 for a card that the inform is cheaper and still has that finesse plus. It's just one of them, unfortunately. I can't even say just no. I'd say he is worth looking at. Like, he's a good card, but that finesse is just dropped him from a must complete down definitely to just a worth looking at. I'd then say Cliver, and I'd say even say Lucas Hernandez, more than likely worth looking at, more than kind of your must complete. I don't think the value is necessarily crazy on Hernandez being 320k. It is one of them. I feel like he's just a bit expensive for what the card actually is. Clive for 50,000 isn't terrible whatsoever. Good pace on him. Prem winger again. But I think 50k is cheap in comparison to a lot of the SBCs we've got. We have still got a few of the Thunderstrucks going on though. Romero does finish tomorrow, so you've got a day left to complete him. 87 rated. Unfortunately, they have not managed to complete the SBC, so I think he would be more fodder feeder if anything. Only 61,000. It's not bad for an 87 if you grinded him with absolute fodder completely. We then have the other two at 43,000. I must admit, I've seen him quite a lot. I'm impressed. Lee Kangin is absolutely balling. He's been in quite a few teams. He's got his upgrades. Not going to complain. And then I'd say fodder feeder for the other one. He might be okay, but realistically, he's not going into most people's teams, especially with the right backs that we have had in the previous few weeks. Then we go on to the radioactive, as that is pretty much all the Dynasties SBCs we've got at the moment. We've got Skriniar coming in at 177. Definitely a better version. It's quite funny that we had back-to-back PSG SBCs. I don't know if they planned that or not, or didn't think, but it's not a bad little combination. But I think when you've got Skriniar coming in at 177 with at least an upgrade of being able to have more chem, whereas Hernandez is just purely the fact that he's French, double the value is absolutely crazy there. So I wouldn't necessarily say he is 100% worth it. We have Caicedo at 113. I'd say he's worth looking at, but I really would put him in the extra fodder feeder at some point. Dyer, again, I've used him. He's not terrible, but he's not going to go in people's teams. I just know he's not going to. Frankowski, again, I'd say the same. And Benessa is a funny one because I actually do like this card. 82 on the pace, 87 rated. Obviously has the links and is currently coming in at 81,000. I'd say that's a pretty must complete. He's a decent centre mid and he most definitely offers the value that you can get from any other sort of CDM. So let me know down below what you think about this list. Make sure you like and subscribe and let me know out of however many's there, how many of you completed. Peace.